Samsung heir Lee Jae-yong has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison after a retrial of a bribery case involving former President Park Geun-hye. Lee, who is in the Seoul courtroom, was taken into custody immediately. Kim Young-suk reports.
The verdict is a big blow to Vice Chairman Lee Jae-yong, who has been the de facto leader of Samsung Electronics since his father Park Geun-hye was hospitalized after a heart attack in 2014. The elder Lee passed away in October last year, but the chairmanship he held has yet to be filled. Now, experts earlier said that was because mainly of the legal disputes over the son Lee Jae-yong. But now that the sentencing is out, experts are also saying that the Vice Chairman Lee will likely be sidelined for major decision-making, although he will be continuing to run the company behind bars. Now, this is the second time he is going back to prison related to the former President Park Geun-hye scandal that got her impeached and ousted from the Blue House in 2017. She, too, is currently serving 22 years in prison. Now, Lee Jae-yong was sentenced for 5 years in 2017, but that was reduced and suspended on appeal. He was then released in 2018 after serving 1 year behind bars. The Supreme Court then sent this case back to the Seoul High Court, which issued the ruling on Monday. Now, the Seoul High Court on Monday found him guilty of several charges, including bribery and embezzlement of about 8.6 billion won, about $7.8 million US. And because Vice Chairman Lee had already served 1 year behind bars, he now have 18 remaining months to serve in prison.
이 사건은 본질이 전 대통령의 직권남용으로 기업이 자유와 재산권을 침해당한 것입니다. 그러한 본질을 우리가 고려해 볼 때 재판부의 판단은 유감이라고 생각합니다.
Lim Yasuk, CNA, Seoul.
Well, for more on how the verdict will impact Samsung, I'm joined by Jesper Koll. He's a senior advisor at WisdomTree Investments. Thanks for joining us, Jesper. Well, what's going to happen to Samsung now? I mean, this is a leadership vacuum coming at a time of increasing competition for Samsung and global uncertainty as well.
Now, you put your finger on it. I mean, this is obviously very unwelcome. The global market is getting more competitive. Stronger, more charismatic leadership is needed. And unfortunately now for Samsung, they're going to have to invent something out of a box. Quite frankly, I'm not really sure what the next leadership transition, where the next strategic decisions are going to be made there. But making them from behind bars, certainly is not a very good way to make comfort into investors.
Is this verdict a test for how South Korea's judiciary treats its big family-owned conglomerates as well?
No, this is obviously the overarching story here. 25, 30 years ago, South Korea very consciously built the industrial champions, the global champions of Korea. Obviously, Samsung, a huge success story there, basically destroying Japanese competitors along the ways. Now, one generation later, boom, all of this is being recorrected. And, quite frankly, it's not clear where the future is going to be in this battle between, Korea's national champions, which Korea desperately needs, and this de facto populism on part of the government.
Yeah, and, it looks like uncertainty lies ahead. Some analysts, they're saying that this sentence is too excessive. Could there be any backlash against the government, given Samsung's importance to the company, its pride and joy?
No, look, and I mean, it's not for me to put into question or to put a verdict on the judgment, but the reality again is, you are doing this at a time when global technology companies need decisive, strategic, charismatic leadership. And unfortunately, that has been taken away from Samsung right now. So I know that, for example, here in Tokyo, the Japanese competitors, are smiling because they know they now have a chance to go after Samsung.